Hey guys, check this out. This is what a coronavirus looks like underneath a microscope. This is not the new coronavirus, but just what coronaviruses look like in general. I stumbled upon that as I was looking at the CDC website. Earlier today, I listened into a media briefing held by the CDC. It's like a big conference call. And I listen in from time to time, and I'm so glad I did today because there is a real change in tone and urgency by the CDC. And I want you to know some of the big headlines coming out of that call. The biggest takeaway for me is the CDC is saying to American families, you better be prepared. You better think through what it would look like if you can't send your kids to school for a few weeks. You should think through what it would look like if you can't go into work for a few weeks. One of the top officials at the CDC is a mom. And she said for the very first time, she reached out to the superintendent of her daughter's school district and said, what's the plan? So that was enough for me to sit up and pay attention. She said over breakfast, she was discussing with her family what a severe disruption could look like in their lives if there is a community spread of the coronavirus. A community spread are these little clusters that we're seeing pop up around the world. And the CDC is now saying it's not a question of if it's coming to America, it's when it's coming to America. They also emphasized that there are no vaccines, there's no specific medication. And just remember, there's no vaccine for the common cold. There's no specific medication that cures you from the cold either. It's just in this case, in this respiratory illness, it's getting so severe in some people that it's leading to their deaths. And remember, we're still very fresh, even knowing that this virus exists. It's only been 2 really full months of knowing about this new strain of the coronavirus. And for all of these reasons, the community spread, the unknowns, this is why we're seeing the rumbling in the stock market. And we're also seeing this raised level of concern by the CDC. If there's a good nugget to pull out of all of this, it's that the CDC says of the 14 Americans that tested positive for coronavirus, in most cases they traveled to China and came back and tested positive, that group hasn't grown. Now we're seeing a higher number of Americans test positive because of that cruise ship that we've been watching. But of that original group of 14, we're not seeing additional cases. And so if you want to look at positive and negative, the CDC says that's good news at this point. What can you do practically? They say cover your mouth when you cough and wash your hands. That's the practical advice. And also just one optimistic note that they finished the call on was there is some thinking that potentially this virus could be seasonal, sort of like the flu, where if you get into spring and summer, you see less cases of that. But they said that's very optimistic thinking and only time will tell. So those are the big takeaways. The quote that stands out to me most is, this could be bad. That's what one of the top officials at the CDC said. They hope that we can over-prepare for this, but they definitely don't want to be under-prepared. And it's just the recent news over the last few days that is causing this raised level of alert. So I wanted to pass it on to you. I'll keep you posted as I hear more. And I'm going to post the transcript of the call when it becomes available on our website so you can check it out for yourself. All right, guys, keep you posted. I'll talk to you soon.